Okay, here we have two separate circuits. This is one circuit, and this is another circuit with power going in and power going out. But they're both on the same leg of the 240 coming into the house. So we have all our ground wires here twisted together. So we'll take our crimp sleeve here and we'll put it on. We left one longer than the others, so we'll just crimp it like that, and you'll see the nice crimp you want in there. That's what you want your crimp to look like. Now here in the country I was born in, your black wire goes on the brass screw, which is the narrow slot on top. Your white wire is neutral, goes on the silver colored screw, and it's the wider slot here on the bottom. And of course your ground wire goes on this green screw. And since this outlet is going to have two circuits and it's going to be on the same leg of the 240, we have to break these little tabs out here on both sides. So you take your pliers like this, and you just go back and forth like this. See the little opening? Do the same over here. Grab it like that. Just go back and forth. And both those little tabs look like that when you break them off. So now we can hook our outlet up. So this one circuit here, that's just one wire coming in, we'll strip off about an inch of the insulation here. Open up our brass screw for the black wire, and we'll open up our other one for our second circuit. Okay, so we'll hook up the ones that are going to be now when you put your wires around the screws, you got to put them around the screw the direction the screw turns. So we'll put our white around our silver screw here. There's hooking up the neutral for this circuit on the bottom half of the outlet. Make sure it's nice and tight. Like that there. Now we'll get our white wire, our two white wires for our other circuit on the bottom half. So we can use the we'll make sure our wire's stripped right for the back stab here. So we're going to put one in the hole. And we'll put our other one on the screw for this one. So we have to strip it longer. The strip gauge on the back of the outlet is only for the back stab, not for the screw terminals. So we're putting this circuit sure it's nice and tight like that there. Now we'll flip this over and we'll do our blacks. So here's our strip gauge. We're going to make sure this one we're going to backstab is the right length. And it is the right length. So we're going to put our black wire that's going on this circuit in the backstab here, and we'll twist, get our other wire hooked up to our screw terminal. This one goes down here. Oops, I put the wrong one in the backstab here. So this is that. No, this is the right one. So this is the one that's a single circuit here. So we're going to strip this longer. See, that was the strip length for the backstab, but we have to strip it longer to put it on the screw. Because this is the going to be a screw. Now I just can't see, my glasses are fogging up. Okay, so this is our single circuit black wire. So we have to put this one down here. And these are the two for the top. So those are looped the direction our screw turns. And this is our two circuits that are going to be up here. Okay, so we'll loop our wire the direction our screw turns. And you want to make sure you don't get your insulation pinched under your screw like it's going to here, so I'm going to pull this back a little bit. There we go. And I'll pull forward some so that there we go. Now this is the one we're going to backstab here. So we will cut it shorter here. There it is. Now I'll bring the camera down closer. You can see closer up how I finish this up. Okay, so here's our black and white. That's on one circuit. And this is our two blacks on the other circuit. So we just put it in our hole like this and just push it down, make sure our insulation gets pushed up to the bottom of the plastic. And here's, I'll put something in here so you can see between the two. So in front of the screwdriver here is one circuit, and behind the screwdriver here is the other circuit. And now we'll just hook our ground wire onto our green screw. So we'll fold our ground wires so they go into the back. Then you make your loop the direction your screw turns. So you can see the little tab missing here. And now we can just push our device into our box. Now we're going to make sure this ground wire stays down away from everything here so it doesn't touch our terminals on both live or neutral side. Okay, I'll just make sure our ground wire is staying down away from everything without hitting any of our other wires. And we'll just finish it by hand. We'll straighten it on our box so it looks nice. And we can stick our cover back on here. Okay, so I'll show you how in a breaker box we have 240 volts coming in between these two wires and 120 between this and the neutral and this and the neutral. So if you put your circuit breakers in across from each other, they are going to be on the same leg of the 240. If you go down here, these two will be on the same leg. If you put this one down here, these two are on the same leg. So every other one is an opposite leg of the 240. So if there's two circuits on the same leg of the 240, they have to have their own separate neutrals. Peace. Thanks for watching.